check the controller. Although it has the wires cut, the main wires, the most important wires are cut. So someone played with it. The Hall sensors are very poorly welded together. The connectors are snipped off. The wires from the sensors are also cut and elongated. I don't know, yeah, let's say elongated, prolonged, whatever. So let's strip the positive and negative wires. Let's check for on the buzzer. Let's see if it buzzes. It buzzed and it stopped, and there was a capacitor or whatever, 2 capacitors maybe, that were charging, and probably, not probably, definitely, that's why it the value was modifying. So now I'll check each of the phases with the positive terminal, also for buzzing or short circuit, because typically the MOSFETs, when they go bad, they short to one of the phases, to one of the terminals, positive or negative. So the controller seems to be okay. So I'm gonna search for a connector for these, for the red and black wires. These are the feed wires, the main 60 volt wires, and we'll go from there. Hello guys, so a little update on the 1000 watt Harley scooter. This is a scooter, just put a battery on it, and it seems that it has a bad brake sensor. It has a lot of loose connections and some not well soldered connections, which I'll have to attend. But for a trial, I connected everything, and when I hit the throttle, it didn't do anything. Then I disconnected the brake lines, the brake sensors, and now it works. Just a second, I'll try to look. It works like a charm. So it's just a matter of soldering all the wires properly, these, changing this problematic connector. I'll have to make the wires longer and see what sensor is bad. Although, well, I think this is the one. It's not pushed all the way. Let's see the other one too. No, this one seems to be pushed sufficiently. Okay, let's see if we can. I'll have to unroll all this. And I think I won't even touch this because I don't care if the motor stops when I hit the brakes. I don't need it to do that. So this was an easy fix. Let's say a fix, because I've still got to fix the battery. Let's try to tidy up these wires one at a time. Easy peasy. Putting some shrink wrap to it. Okay. I'll just twist them together and then solder them for better connection. I'll do that for all of the wires. Just expose some fresh wire. One, two, three, and this one, the yellow one. I don't like this. It is soldered, but I don't like it. I'll re-solder it. I'll put some shrink wrap on it. Sorry for my English. It's a bit rusty, unused, and that causes a lot of problems. Not using English causes problems. Okay. That's perfect. So don't always assume that something bad has happened to your scooter. You've got to always keep an open mind. You've got to eliminate suspicions, starting with the easiest way possible, like brakes, like accelerators. When I say brakes, I mean brake sensors, because they kind of tend to be problematic. Then measure the battery. If the scooter doesn't start, or it stops suddenly, it cuts off power, check the battery. It's probably the BMS that's faulty. Then check the 5 volts on the Hall sensors and the throttle sensor. Then check the continuity on the between the phases and between the positive and negative. And if the positive and negative give you continuity, like a solid 0, that's bad. That means the controller has burnt transistors, MOSFETs. So the controller either must be changed, or just change the transistors and hope it will be fine. That can happen. Usually it's not that easy, but sometimes. Check for bad connections. Those usually often give you headaches. A bad connection on a power line or a hole or a power wire towards the wheel will give you a heck of a problem. It will burn transistors, and you don't want that. So check periodically, check for bad connections. It won't cost you but about I don't know, 5 minutes to check everything, meaning with an 8mm socket, just go through and press together all the connections, check for loose connections, check for I don't know, corrosion between the connections. Just do this on all the connectors. Just take them out and look inside. It's gotta be shiny. If it's not, just get a brake cleaner or an electrical cleaner and just soak it, and that should be good. That should be quite alright. You shouldn't have problems. Now let's review the wiring. Let's start with the brake lines. Brake lines usually and typically of this type of controller, 1000 watts, 60 volts, they're 2-wire connectors, male connectors, white and black wires, and they come in pairs because you have 2 switches, one on each side. This wire has the horn, which is the horn button, which are in my case white and blue, and the throttle. These are typical throttles. all of them have red and black wires. The only difference is this might be white or blue or green. Okay, let's check for. Oh, they look okay. Okay. Okay, this goes to the display. These two wires, the red and the orange, are the contact. When you switch on the key, these two just switch together. They're shorted together, and from the plus it goes the indicator for the battery. 1 plus goes to the battery indicator, and the minus goes also to the battery indicator. Now, what else can I show you? These 3-pin coupling is for the alarm system, anti-brake system, or whatever. This is plus and minus for the alarm system, and this typically goes to the 3-speed connector switch, to the 3-speed switch. You can play with it. You can put a switch, or you can cut them and put black and gray or black and orange together, twist them together, and see which is the fastest speed, and just isolate them and leave them like that. I see this one, and I do not know exactly what this does. I believe it's a brake signal wire, a brake light wire, I suppose. I'm not sure. And the whole sensors wire, it's a 5 wire connector, and that's kind of it. Not much to it. Well, yeah, I'll connect one of the brake sensors and see which one is faulty, and I'll leave it disconnected, the faulty one. I'll leave it disconnected. Yeah, that's the faulty one. Let's put the other one. Yep, this one works. Okay, and that's gonna be it for tonight. I'll just tidy up these wires, give them some. No, I will put some shrink wrap and solder them. Although I don't know if I'll ever use them, but if I ever will, they should be okay. Okay, they are soldered now. Kind of, sort of. No, they're not. They should have been, but they're not. Because they're not cleaned properly, so it's gonna be harder to solder them. Okay, now they're soldered. That's okay. And so this one too. As good as new. Let's see if we have any other pinched wires or something. Doesn't look like we do. I don't have black tape anymore, so I'll just use this. Doesn't bother me that it's blue. promise I'll buy some black tape and retape it. And I'll even film it and show you. I have to disconnect everything now. Everything meaning the feed wires for the wheel, because I must solder them inside. I really hate those connectors with the nuts, because they always give you problems. That's the main reason they go bad. The controllers go bad. The transistors go boom, because of those not so good connections that you end up with after a while of jiggling on the road, because our roads aren't very good. And I always choose to solder them. If I can, I just solder them. I had a pinched wire here. It was touching the ground, but I put some shrink wrap on it and some tape, and it will be as good as new. Well, almost, anyway. It's really cold in here. I think it's -1 degree Celsius, because I don't have any heating in my workshop for the moment. I will get some heating apparatus, but for the moment we'll make do with what we can. So that means a bit cold. Yesterday, no, the day before, it was like a spring day. Now all hell got loose. It's snowing outside. Okay. These holes, we'll have to address them. We'll have to fill them with some foam or something to not let water in. Adjust the length just a little. Way too long. Now let's solder some. I don't remember what this is for. Flux, whatever. Tin, some lead, some steel, whatever. always pay attention, because it doesn't always go around the LED doesn't always go around the wire, and you'll have to twist the wire and see, and put some more solder on it. Hit it really good until it spreads on its own, and it spreads evenly. See? This looks nice. Okay. On to these wires now. Let's just phase out a little. Phase out, whatever. These are a bit too long also. Too long means they will be harder to put tin on, and will consume more tin, more time, which is not really necessary because it's only a 1000 watt motor, so that's not a big consumption. I've previously done the same thing on 1500 watts motors, and works even today. Didn't have any problems anymore, because soldering is the best for these wires, for these controllers. It's nice to be able to get the wheel out when you need to change the tire or something like that. But if that means that for a tire which you'll change once a year, or even less frequent, you'll burn down 2 or 3 controllers till then, well, you do the math. Don't think it's worth it. Let's twist the wires and see if the LED is uniformly. The yellow one is almost good. The battery is kind of not well, as I showed you in my other video. It's corroded, it has corroded tabs, and it has one cell that lost some of the juice in it, and one row of cells that is under voltage. Might be because of this, might not be because of this, I don't know, but still, I'll change this and try to charge and equalize this row of cells also, and I'll have to equalize these two, because they are just a little undervolted. So now, given the temperature in here is freezing, as you can see, I'm blowing steam from my mouth, and the fact that there's a lot of solder on the wires, it's gonna take some time to heat them up and put them in a suitable balance to solder both of them. I can't see what I've done, so I've done nothing. Well, that's nice. Let me put you in a different spot, maybe a better spot, just maybe. That's not the way to go. Just a second. Let's try like this. And if my pistol would work, my soldering iron would work, I'm pretty sure things would go a bit faster.